so this is our skill development exercise number 4, counseling, and I was going to get to that. Our counseling intervention techniques. I'm Lacey. I'll be playing the counselor. TJ will be playing my long-term client, Shane. We are a couple months after our last skill development number 3. So we're going to use some intervention techniques and see how his progress is going. We are in a chemical dependency treatment facility, and I am Shane's, obviously, chemical dependency counselor, so let's get to it. Hi, Shane. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm all right.
Just all right?
It's been a long week.
Yeah. Well, do you want to talk about that at all, or?
I'm just stressed at work and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's understandable. You know what I mean? That especially this time of year, things can get extremely stressful. Well, is there anything you really want to talk about that, or was it just like stress in general?
Just stressful stuff, getting talked to from managers and stuff like that.
I gotcha. Well, how have things been going with your sobriety? I know last time we met you had said I think you were about 2 months sober from using cocaine and, you know what I mean, those kind of substances, cold turkey. In fact, how are you still?
Yeah, I haven't gone back. So
oh, well, that's
good.
awesome. That's awesome. Good for you. That's super awesome. Good for you. I'm really proud of you for doing that, because that's amazing. Especially like I said last time. Even, you know what I mean, the short period of time that it already had been, quitting cold turkey can be so difficult, and for you to still be clean and sober, that's great. Good for you.
Thank you.
And I remember last time as well, you were trying to stay sober with alcohol and stuff, but I remember you were going to AA meetings, but you didn't really care for them, or they just weren't really, like, doing it for you. How have you been going to more?
I've still been going. They're helping a little more. I've only been drinking about once a week.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, if you could rate the meetings, like, if you want to rate them from, like, the beginning to now, or just recently.
In the beginning, it was like a 4, and now it's probably like a 7.
Okay, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so now they seem to be a little more effective, or at least it seems to be you're getting more out of them.
It's more or less like I'm letting it work more.
Okay.
Not fighting the system.
Well, that's good. You know what I mean? And a big thing about being sober and getting on the path to recovery is you need to be able to accept change, because obviously you're not going to be able to change your, you know what I mean, your using and all those kind of habits if you're not willing to change. That's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? But that's, you know what I mean, that's good, and I'm very happy to hear that the meetings seem to be going well, because I can understand, you know what I mean, they're not for everybody, and I know you did seem a little discouraged last time that they just, you know what I mean, weren't doing it for you, it was just kind of like you're going through the motions, so that's really good that they seem to be doing more for you, and that's really what we care about, you know what I mean, because if they still, you know what I mean, now where we are here a couple more months down the line, if they still, you had the same opinion about them and they weren't helping you, that would be a different story. We would want to, you know what I mean, do the treatment plan that's best for you.
Right.
Because everybody is different, and some things work for some people and some things work for other people. And, you know what I mean, that's just how life works.
Right.
So that's good to hear. I'm really happy about that. But so we're going to do something a little bit different today, and we even kind of like already started it with something, you know how we just did like the scale of 1 to 10? That's something called scaling, which actually is one of the techniques we're going to do today.
Oh, okay.
Something I want to work on with you, if you're willing. That is, they're called intervention techniques. I was going to say, it's not going to be anything like the TV show or anything along those lines. It's just basically stuff between me and you that it just kind of gives me a better idea of what it's like for you and just kind of what it's like to be in your world.
Well, as long as my mom's not coming through that door, we're good.
All right, you don't have to worry about that. It's just going to be me and you, and we're just going to be asking you and it's not even, you know what I mean, it's not going to be anything super deep. It's just going to be, you know what I mean, just some surface stuff, and if, like I said, if you're willing to do that with me.
Yeah, it sounds all right.
Okay. Well, as I said, we already kind of went into, like I said, doing the scale of 1 to 10 with the AA meetings. That falls under the category of evaluation, which is just kind of like, it's just used to measure like the effectiveness of the techniques that we're using in our counseling. So that's good, you know what I mean, that they are, you know what I mean, not drastically, but, you know, going up and improving your overall, you know what I mean, sobriety and helping you. But another one I would like to do is called diagnostic, which is just kind of asking you questions. So, and that could be anything you would like to do, but I think because what seems to be, and you're doing a lot better, you know what I mean, but one of the things that seems to be a more reoccurring issue is your use of alcohol. So I think if it's okay with you, I just kind of want to talk about that if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know we briefly talked about this last time, but I just kind of want to refresh my memory. About how long have you, I believe last time you said it was a fairly young age, but about how long have you been drinking or
Well,
like
I'm
steadily?
23 now. Been drinking since I was about 7 or 8, so like 13 or 14 years.
Alright, so a long time, definitely. You know what I mean? And of course, like, especially in this day and age, you know, kids want to experiment, kids want to try things, but even so, that's still a fairly young age, you know what I mean? Younger
Right.
than most people even, you know what I mean, try their first taste of alcohol, let alone start drinking it, you know what I mean, more so heavily, which can, you know what I mean, severely, especially drinking at such a young age, you know what I mean, it's almost like you're, you know what I mean, your brain hasn't even, you
Developed
haven't
yet.
even developed into a person yet, you're still a child, you know? So that can have some severe effects, but that's, you know what I mean, good that you're cutting down, and especially, you know what I mean, it's still, we want to get you completely sober, but, you know, we just, cutting it out is the biggest thing. Just, even if it's, you just gotta take things a day at a time. You know what I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right.
So, and just one last thing I just kind of want to touch base with you is just kind of, this goes with how I explain the intervention techniques. It's just understanding your world kind of and getting an idea of like what it's like to like, if I were to put myself in your shoes. So if you want to just kind of describe to me like what a typical day in the life of you is like, or just run me through your typical run-of-the-mill every day.
I don't know. It's a lot different now than it used to be. It used to be, you know, you'd wake up, brush your teeth, have a beer and a bowl of cereal, and now it's just wake up, have a bowl of cereal, go to work, come home, go to sleep, do the same thing again the next day.
Okay. Okay. So you've noticed then that you've kind of,
Drinking is out of my morning ritual.
okay, so do you think you've done that more absent-mindedly, or do you think that you've done that intentionally?
It's more or less intentionally because of the groups.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. That's a very positive thing, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that you were able to identify that positive change, you know what I mean, with this technique, which is very good. And I just want to applaud you for that as well. That's very, very good. You're very welcome. So things have been going pretty good.
Yeah,
You
fairly
would
long.
say, yeah, yeah. Um, is there anything else you would like to discuss with me, or is there anything in particular that you've been having a little bit of trouble with that you'd maybe like to talk about, or maybe talk about for next time, or?
Not really.
Okay, okay. Well, I think you're doing very well. You know what I mean? You're doing very well last session, and you're just slowly doing better and better, which is fantastic. I think, you know what I mean? Maybe I still want to keep seeing you on a more frequent basis, but if things keep going well the way they have been, I think we'd be good to, you know what I mean, start meeting. We'd still be meeting often, but a little less, and see
Okay.
how that goes. And you know what I mean? Not necessarily to give you more freedom, but you know what I mean? To just give you a little more freedom and just kind of leeway, you know what I mean? And then we can start looking into other things and maybe looking into, you know what I mean, if you want to get back in school or maybe look at getting a job. But you're doing really great. You are. And I want to tell you you're doing a wonderful job, and I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, if there's nothing else, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and you're doing
Alright, you
great.
too.
I look forward to seeing you.